Alright, today we're jumping back to the 1st of October, so almost 2 months ago at the time of recording this commentary. And the reason I didn't upload this run at the time was because I recorded a few similar runs and I wanted to space them out. Of course, I didn't realize I was going to end up taking a sizable break in the middle there. So yeah, this one's probably overdue for upload. So yeah, it's a treasure chest game. Everyone likes the treasure chest games. And so I do tend to try and have one in the back pocket so that I can, keep putting them out at regular intervals. And the thing I like about the treasure chest runs, although they're much, much easier than they used to be, they're kind of mindless in the early game where you can just keep playing over and over again, not really paying attention too much, and you're just waiting for that moment when you're going to get the lightning striking with the RNG. And here on turn 3, it doesn't look like it's going particularly well, but then we roll triple bass, and with the 2 stoats, we only need 1 more stoat to be able to get the instant level 3. So we're going to buy the bass, and then probably going to have to look for the stoat on the next turn. But of course, by selling 3 bass and then a level 3 stoat, you recover a lot of gold anyway. So if we do manage to get the griffin from the stoat sell, we're going to be in pretty good shape. Unsurprisingly, we lose there. And I'm going to freeze both Water of Youth. I did roll past double griffin there, which is a little bit annoying, but then we get the stoat, and we also get a mandrill, which can help us shortcut the toy break. Unsurprisingly, we're going to lose again to the guy that played Leviathan Starfish every single day, but thankfully that should... hopefully that's going to be a thing of the past in the new version. So now we can sell the bass, we get the level 3 stoat, we freeze all the powerful units that we want to use to try and stay alive. We get betta fish, then tamarin, then the griffin. So now we're in position to try and win this game. Unfortunately, yeah, we could only take 2 of the tier 4s. So I'm going to take the pill bug as well to save me needing to find a pill bug for the mandrill later. And luckily, yes, there are worse teams than ours now that we've managed to buy a deer and a hawk. Actually, in the update, deer has been changed, so deer will have a 2-2 stat line, but the bus will have a much weaker stat line. So yeah, I think that's a sensible change. Deer has been very strong for a long time. And actually, I think hawk got buffed as well. So yeah, probably a unit that didn't really need a buff, but I guess with their star pack maybe struggling a little bit in 1v1, it's getting more attention than it would have otherwise. So actually we end up facing another opponent here with the treasure chest, although it was only a level 1, so I assume they weren't doing the same thing as I am. Now we need a level up on the mandrill. We get the crow, so we can sell one of the hawks, or maybe I'm just going to sell the platypus and the duck without worrying too much about the beaver flying off screen. Because we're going to break the treasure chest, we're going to get the tier 6 pet for free, so we don't have to worry about playing a 3 squad. And it's going to be T-Rex. And T-Rex is an interesting one because we don't have any we don't have any tier 5 or 6 units on our squad. And the only one on offer there in the shop that I wanted was the Stingray, so that's what we're going to do. And of course, T-Rex is now start of turn, so we're not going to get any buffs on the current turn. We're going to have to wait till next turn. Luckily here we actually faced this 2-2 deer. So our bus summons first, and we actually get to double hit the manta ray with the chili. So a plus 6/6 buff onto the stingray is pretty nice. There is a Nyala in shop. I think there's a pretty good chance I'm going to ignore it. I would rather have one of the other tier 5s. Yeah, I think Nyala probably shouldn't have been in the pack because I think I'd taken it too many times in recent memory, so that's why it was being ignored there. Kind of an unusual looking team here, although they do have a rabbit, which yeah, you would expect. And I think we're going to lose. Yes, we are. So that puts us down to 1 heart, and we only have 4 trophies, so it's going to be a long road to actually get a win here. And I think I'm going to take the level 2 toy. And then we end up leveling into Cockatrice, which is a pretty rarely seen unit in customs. I think it's really fun to use. But yeah, it's maybe one of the weaker tier 6 units. But we're going to take it just for the amusement factor. Another Farmer Pig team, I think, is that 2 or 3 in a row? But clearly this one just doesn't have any stats to speak of. And we sniped the Locust, so although this Locust at the back is getting fed, it's actually a plain Locust, so its ability doesn't do anything. So now it's either Deer or Hawk to go, and I think we're just going to rearrange and bring in the Cockatrice at level 2, or maybe I'm going to take the Eggplant first. Yeah, I think probably if you see me buying Eggplant in a customs run, it probably means that 2 or 3 of the previous runs ended because I faced Elephant Blowfish team. And so the natural reaction is just to immediately go and add Eggplant and then have that peace of mind that you're going to be able to beat those teams. And actually Eggplant has been buffed in the most recent update. It's already one of the best foods to take in customs. But now it's actually going to be before battle instead of start of battle, which means that you can actually move a tiger from behind a leopard before the leopard gets to shoot, which is a massive buff. I'm interested to see if we end up seeing a lot more Eggplant teams because the disruption is going to be that much more powerful. So here we end up transforming a Quetzalcoatl, I think it was. So not the biggest trophy to take from the opposing team, unfortunately. I think probably I want to get rid of this hawk and replace it with something more interesting. We do have lion and coconut crab in the shop there, but maybe I could take the ibex. If we're going to have eggplant, that counts for ibex as well. It's a push, so we would be reducing their stats. And yeah, on a team like this, we end up managing to convert their Spino into a rock. So that's going to impede their efficiency of their summon team by quite a bit, I think. And it looks like it's going to be an easy win. Actually relatively close in the end, so maybe our team isn't quite as good as I thought it was. We've also got Sea Serpent there, but because I don't already have Sleipnir, it's going to be a no-go. I'm just keeping the waffle frozen here as insurance in case the Stingray runs out. And of course, once we get it to level 3, I'm not going to be able to buy any more Stingrays from the shop. So we take our third eggplant. I'm just going to rearrange so that the order is descending order of attack, so that it's not the same unit getting pushed backwards and forwards a couple of times. So you can see what's going to happen here. We unfortunately, because of the attack order, we end up resetting the whale so that it actually did get to swallow the stork. But I think it was the turkey that got turned into a rock this time. So strangely getting a lot of summon opponents again. And it's another very narrow victory. But this 4-3 Hawk is looking pretty suspect. I think we should probably be getting rid of that for almost anything else. But maybe the fact that I'm winning is encouraging me to just keep things the way they are. I could Competo into something else. Is that what we're going to do? Competo the Hawk and see if we get a different unit? Okay, we're actually going to Competo the T-Rex. Yeah, I don't know, is that the best thing to do here? We could get Alpaca or Anglerfish, which are going to do absolutely nothing. And on turn 15, I think we do have a reasonable chance of tying, given that we don't have any protective equipment at all. So maybe I should just sell the Hawk and take the Rock instead, and just forget about the free Competo. Maybe I should have just used the Competo first, and then sold the Hawk. And then we end up facing this pretty funny looking team that was abusing the old version of the Nordic goats. They've transformed a goat into a scorpion that has no peanut. And then the unit at the back is a rock, which ends up getting transformed a second time into a mimic octopus. But it's not enough, and we end up taking the win with the early level 3 T-Rex.